Welcome to another CEO Wisdom Pod with Gal Rotman. He is co-founder and CEO at Sency. We're going to talk about sports tech. He has a cool startup here, and I'm really excited for that one. Podpire.com is where you can find me if you need help with your podcast. Podcasts are great to learn, to exchange, to grow your network, to go to your network too, because you will get some leads and clients off these podcasts. You can go to podpire.com if you need to start, scale, be invited to podcasts, or even find sponsor for your own podcast. Gal, welcome to the pod. Can you tell me a bit more about yourself and about your company?
Of course, Charles. So first of all, thanks for having me and inviting me to the podcast.
It's my pleasure.
Yeah, so I'm Gal Rotman. First and first, I'm father of two, of friend Itamar, married to Noah, here from Israel, talking here now from Tel Aviv, Israel. So again, happy to be here. And as you mentioned, I'm the founder and the CEO, one of the founder and the CEO of Sency, Sency.ai. And actually at Sency, we are building the first foundation model for human movement.
It's pretty cool. And how did you get that idea on your side?
So we started a company as three close friends from more than 15 years ago, since we served together in the special forces in the army. And we all shared a passion about two main things. One was about the well-being, fitness. You know, I'm running, I'm doing marathon. I talked with you before the podcast. You mentioned you did a 3-time Ironman. That's my dream. Once I will come 40, by the way. So a few more years together. And that's what we shared about our passion. And the second thing was how to implement AI technologies, mainly computer vision technologies, into this passion, and combining the both. That's lead us to build Sency.
It's pretty cool. Tell us about the technology itself, what you want to achieve with that. What I'm seeing is pretty cool here.
Yeah, so today Sensy's technology is available for more than 1.5 million people worldwide. And that's actually, the technology is actually a platform. We call it a movementOS. That's the first of its kind platform that actually use computer vision that's sitting on any mobile, any device, using just the camera, and identifying the human body, tracking it, and provide insights and feedback about the posture of the human body. And on top of our technology and on top of our platform, customers from wide range of application, for example, in the fitness space and in the health and even in the defense space, can build on top of our platform and implement our technology into their own product, and actually in a second transform their product from a regular one to AI and computer vision powered one.
That's pretty cool. And for the posture, like what kind of sports are you aiming at first? Is it yoga? Is it athletics? Is it hits? Is what kind of sports? Is it like a lifting iron in the gym? Like who are you aiming at?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, we aim for a wide range of applications. We started from the CrossFit environment with our own app, which called WOD Proof, and that this app supports top level athletes, including some of the top level athletes in the world, and after the CrossFit and high functional training sports, we move also for regular fitness and at-home fitness, and maybe soon also yoga and Pilates. But before that, we move also for the areas of recovery and rehabilitation and prevention and all this stuff. So basically anything that you do with your body, we can detect, we can analyze, and provide you a feedback about that.
your precise GTM strategy, because you can't really target like all these industries at the same time and get success, or at least you can test that way, but not expect like quick results. So other than CrossFit, what other niches are you thinking to target next on the roadmap, and how do you target these niches? Is it cold emails? Is it LinkedIn? How do you get in touch with these clients?
Great. So I want to go to the basic. You ask about the go-to-market and how we see that. So we love to think a bit about like let's talk about OpenAI. Okay, they have the best large language model in the world, and now anyone can build on top of them and implement their SDK or any other API into their platform. So we think about the same, about the foundation model of human movement that we are building at Sency, and actually want to make it accessible for anyone to just take the SDK, easily implement that, and build on top of that. And that's the use case that we did with several of our customers. And the specific types that we are targeting, so I mentioned the CrossFit, the weightlifting, the high functional training. This is one area. The second area is regular fitness, that people that do 5 to 10 minutes at home, very, I would say, easy workouts that need more motivation, engagement, gamification. So we provide all of that. And we have the third element, which is the more related to the MSK and physical therapy area, where again, the key of interaction, real-time interactive, data-based results, really crucial. And that's the area that we believe we provide the most value.
What's your pricing model? How much do you charge per SDK or API call?
So we charge a pay-per-use, very easy pricing model, which means the customer can implement the product easily, and we start charging just once customer actually use our SDK. So it's no brainer for our partners to start using Sency. Of course, we have a first fee to integration, but then we charge the pay-per-use. So once the user actually use that, the customer is paying, and by the way, at more people on the platform use the SDK, the customer will pay less for each and every customer.
Right. And how much customers do you have right now, and how much do you want to have by the end of this year?
So we have dozens of customers, the low level of 2-digit customers, and we aim to by the end of the year, it's not so far, but for 2024 we want to get to the range of 3-digit customers, to get to the level of hundreds.
How will you do that precisely?
So you ask also about how we get customers so far. So the magic so far happened everything organically, which mean we are very active in social media, mainly LinkedIn and some other platform, Instagram. So mainly it's organic so far, and nowadays we are building the next sales foundation of the company in order to make the inbound lead and start building the outbound leads, as well as you mentioned with emails and some other strategies. We also highly support the affiliate partners. We have one big affiliate partner that help us to scale, and we invite more affiliates to come and join the platform and work together with us.
Right. And in terms of your objectives as the CEO, what are you focusing your time on this year?
Fundraising. No, I'm kidding. At the past, someone told me the CEO have two periods in time, or either is fundraising or either is not fundraising. That's all the job. But I'm kidding. So in the time that I'm not fundraising, which was the last few months, so mainly focus on the strategy and to build the foundation of the company and hire the people, grow the business, and be there for any bottleneck that need to be solved. But I have a great team. I have a great partner, so they do the hard job, and I need to just be there and see that everything is going well.
You're building an startup nation. What does that mean for growing in terms of clients, and what does that mean in terms of funding? Do you feel it's an advantage to be sitting in Tel Aviv?
Yeah, first of all, being in Tel Aviv has a lot of advantage. The ecosystem, people, that the willingness to help, the knowledge, and all this stuff. Obviously, we have one main disadvantage, which is the time zone difference from our main market and main customers. So that's required a lot of traveling and a lot of flights and a lot of days and nights out of home, but it's part of the business. So I believe that there are most advantages, but there are some disadvantages that we need to cover and
in this company's case, it also seems pretty obvious to me that yoga would be a huge use case. We've seen companies like Lululemon grow like super duper crazy on the back of yoga, which seems to be a growing trend for flexibility, because humans understand they need to be flexible to stay alive and in a high quality shape for the longest time possible. And it's also the feel good and meditation and the mind and the self-care aspect. I think that segment could be a good one to attack pretty soon on the roadmap.
So first of all, totally agree with you. Actually, nowadays, a few months ago, we launched our mobility protocols, which mobility, it's kind of a range of motion stretches, which is really close to the yoga. It's tackling a bit different type of athletes, but it's the same really close protocols and postures. So we already support that, and we took a pretty interesting angle, I believe. We build a mobility assessment. So we actually take the customer, take him through a bunch of tests and assessment. And based on that, we understand the weakest spot and the strong spots of the body, and providing a full analysis and a personalized plan based on the results, and ask him to come every month to reassess the results. And that's provide him a great overview about the progress and about what he need to improve now or later on. And that's kind of a protocol that we build in the mobility and range of motion sector. And this is something that we definitely going to adopt into the yoga and Pilates space as well.
In terms of this company and the growth that you experimented so far, like, did you raise a round yet? And what would be the next round that you would raise, and when would it be?
Yeah, so we raised to date $6.4 million in kind of a pre-seed and seed rounds. And we're able to build the company and to build the team and to get all these customers and the exposure. And this year we experienced almost 400% growth in ARR and revenue. And we believe that just in the next few weeks, we just make all the final preparation toward our A round, and we feel very positive and a great momentum in order to make it and go take the company for the next level.
What would the Apple Fitness of the future look like with Sency in it?
This is a good question, right? To imagine how Sensi and Apple go together. It's always good method to think of. I believe the future of foundation model exactly in the LLM space I believe the future with foundation model, where the algorithm can actually provide smart insights about your body. And it's not just about, okay, if you did a protocol correct or not. Imagine a use case that you wake up in the morning and your Apple Watch tell you, okay, you slept well, and then you go through Sensy's camera and animates your mobile phone, for example, and it tell you, okay, today you looks like a bit not in the best shape or not in the best posture. I suggest you to do A, B, and C and start a day like that. So that's the areas that I believe the world will go, and it will be much more intelligent, and the technology will get into every layer of our life. And I believe that the combination with this type of smartwatches or any other daily routine, we're gonna be amazing.
I would picture, like while using the app, giving it recommendations to my posture, right? Like, hey, you should squat that way. Hey, watch out your knee there. There's a disbalance we can see. And the app would also recommend me individual legs exercise to strengthen the side that is disbalanced. It would analyze my body, would tell me it would increase the stretching session, right? Because in Apple Fitness, sometimes the stretch at the end is like 15 seconds. It's like, no, dude, you need to stay there. That is if you want to gain, let's call it a year more in longevity and in able movement and in mobility. I'd imagine also scanning my face and say, hey, you're a bit white, like maybe you should try this supplement. I mean, I would choose the I am not offendable version, by the way, so that it could give me like great feedback that I could immediately implement. Then it would tell me to put a smile on my face while working out because it increases dopamine and makes me a more positive person. It could also analyze a bunch of other things, like do I have these patches under my eyes? Hey, sleep more, and so forth. So I see so much in that area. What do you think about that?
Amazing. Yeah, I can't agree more. We add this new layer of actually putting eyes everywhere. It's not just the wears, it's not just the wearable. Now it's the new layer of eyes and brain that actually translate what the camera or the eyes see. And I can't agree more about what you mentioned. It's much more than just improve your quality or make sure and not get injured. It's like, okay, understand your posture, understand what your needs, how I can provide you a personalized insight. So definitely agree with what you mentioned.
What are your thoughts on Peloton? I'm quite bullish on them. They were not doing well, I believe, during the pandemic, but I'm about to import one of these in Mexico because they don't sell them. And yeah, I'm quite bullish on them. I'm also bullish on the company of there's a boxing bag that's like similar to Peloton, and it's like kickboxing classes. What do you think is the future of sports tech, and do you think these companies are at the forefront of it?
Yeah, first of all, Peloton is an amazing company. I love them as well. So agree with you. Um, I believe the space of connected fitness really changed in the last few years, right? In the pandemic, they saw like huge spike, everything exploding, and nowadays it's kind of back to the normal and trying to find a new balance where the connected fitness companies can see the edge and the advantage. And by the way, we are working with some of them, um, um, connected fitness device in order to make them much more intelligent and implement this our technology and our SDK to their platform. So I believe the space need to find its new balance. I'm sure it's here to stay because people love these products. People want to do workouts anywhere, anytime. It's not just the gym. It's not just out there. And I believe in the next few years, we'll find a new balance. It will combine the pricing, and I believe also the computer vision and AI layer, and all of that together will create the new companies, the new Pelotons, or the Peloton will reinvent itself.
Where can people find out more about you, Gal?
So obviously on our website, www.sency.ai, or on LinkedIn or any other social platform.
And I'm Charles Cormier, your host of CEO Wisdom Podcast.com. If you want to start your podcast, go to podfire.com.